Hey, what is going on, everybody? It's your favorite Introvert here, and today I wanted to talk about how I'm getting prepared for the holiday season with my drones. So recently I decided to go ahead and hang my Mavic up from a tree just like an ornament, as you can see here in this clip. I wanted to talk to you actually on a serious note, and a lot of us, we purchase these drones and we hope the worst doesn't happen as far as, wrecking it or crashing it, destroying it, whatever. Since I did crash the Mavic, I went through what a lot of us have not experienced yet, and I hope you don't experience. I want to go ahead and talk about my situation, what happened, what led up to the crash results, what I did to retrieve my Mavic because it was stuck up in a tree about 75 feet off the ground. I want to go over the damage, talk about what I could have done to avoid this crash. I also want to talk about the low noise propellers. I found how brittle they are during this crash, during this accident. But the low noise propellers, I could not hear the aircraft. You'll see in the video, I was not far from it. You can actually see us while the drone is hanging in the tree. You can see us kind of talking it over and what happened. But the low noise propellers caused a situation to where I was focused on my camera settings. I was focused on the shot. I was coming up the pan over the valley. I was increasing altitude, panning out. I lost orientation. I could not hear the drone and where it was, and as I looked up to try to find it, I didn't stop flying. I kept raising up in altitude, and that eventually ended up causing me to land into the tree. So complete pilot error, but there are a lot of factors that kind of led up into this error. So it's not one particular error, it was a series of incidents that led up to the actual crash. So on a happier note, I want to say a thank you to all my subscribers. We're about to hit 800, which is awesome. Thank you guys so much. Honestly, when we passed 100, my daughter and I, we were floored. We thought it was so cool that we had 100 subscribers. I mean, that was a pretty big milestone for us. And now that we're approaching 800 subscribers, you guys are fantastic. You rock. Thank you so much for subscribing. So I was with a client. They hired me to fly. They hired me to film their 120-acre lot. They're getting ready to sell. I was using the Mavic to get some kind of like B-roll shots in between the Inspire 2 footage. I was using the Mavic flying through trails. I flew out through a trail, was coming up the pan over into the valley, and as I was raising altitude, panning into the valley, it caught a tree. As I was doing this, I was probably 50 yards away from the Mavic. With the low noise propellers, it was really hard to see. The wind was kind of picking up. The wind noise along with the Mavic kind of blended in together. Lost orientation of the drone, lost where the drone was in relation to myself, so I lost sight of the drone. There was an overhanging tree. I was flying on a banked slope, so there was trees below me, there was trees above me, and I flew up and in to the tree. So definitely the point I want to drive home is always be aware of where your Mavic is. The low noise propellers I would not recommend for this type of work. I think had I been able to hear the drone, I would have been able to place where it was in relation to myself a lot easier. Then the low noise propellers did not help. Let's go over the damage. Like I was saying before, I was stuck in a tree limb that was 50 to 75 feet above the ground. Real precarious position. I actually had to hire a tree service company, a tree climbing service, to come out, scale the tree. What I thought they were going to do, I thought they were going to rope the Mavic and bring it down gently. But what ended up happening is they sawed the limb down, dropping the Mavic to the ground. Honestly, it's in one piece, surprisingly enough. Like, it landed hard on the front legs here. So these are broken. The main arms, surprisingly, are in one piece. They're intact. I mean, there's bumps and bruises on the bottom of the Mavic here. The camera works. I turned on the camera when I got it back home. I actually had to leave it in the tree overnight, which was heartbreaking. That wreaks havoc on the mind, knowing that I had to leave this in a property that's not mine, leave it up in a tree, and had to wait for somebody to come and rescue it. Fortunately, they did. Everything turned out. Obviously, it turned out okay. But that's a lot of money hanging up in the tree, so I was really nervous about that. The camera made it. Yeah, it's dirty, but it works. It's still full resolution. Nothing internal to it broke. All the motors, the gimbal, the swing, everything works. I want to contribute that to the lens cover I had on it, the lens shade. As it nosedived, it impacted these front legs here as well as the lens shade, and basically it exploded. The lens shade exploded. I want to say that it reduced the impact to the camera. I mean, the camera, yes, it did get jarred. I mean, there's still mud stuck in the camera lens here. But overall, it made it. What I'm gonna do now with the drone is I'm not gonna send it into DJI. I'm actually gonna go on eBay. I'm gonna purchase the front legs. Yeah, they're not Mavic or DJI legs, but I want to say these pieces, they don't really matter as far as who makes them, as long as they're in good quality. So these front legs here are the ones that took the brunt of the force, and I want to say I'm going to get a midsection, mid-body. I'm going to replace that as well. Everything else should be able to clean up rather nicely. And the reason why I do have DJI refresh, but I don't think this is a worthy enough cause to use it. I can fix the drone for about $40. Had I sent it in, it would be the first time. I want to say it's around $175 for the first time, but it definitely doesn't justify. The Mavic flies, the Mavic's camera works, it just needs to be cleaned up. The sensors still work. Everything still works, it's just it took a little bit of an impact on the front end. I want to keep this drone. I know exactly what I've done to it, exactly what's happened to it. If I were to receive somebody else's drone, I mean, it could have water damage, this, that, and the other, there's no telling. So I'm going to be holding on to this. I will be repairing it myself, and I will be making a video of the repair process and how it goes. And if it's actually worth me repairing it instead of sending it into DJI. So I hope you can take something away from this, learn from my mistakes, watch your drone, always know where it is in relation to yourself, always keep eye contact. If you have a client that wants to talk to you and tell you what kind of flight pattern or movement they want to see, definitely talk about that and discuss it prior to flight without the drone being in the air, just so that you can get a good game plan of what they're expecting to see and what they want to fly. And that way you don't get in a situation where you lose sight of your drone, lose relation to where it is. I mean, it's best practice, just put the drone on the ground, talk to them, figure out what they want to see, how they want the shot to look, and then go up and fly it, and then land and show them the footage afterwards and make sure they're okay with what they see. And it's also really embarrassing to be in front of a client and hang a drone up in a tree. It was rather embarrassing to say the least. I was real apologetic, and that's just something that you want to avoid at all costs. Fortunately, no one was hurt. The drone was able to be recovered. It's no worse for wear. Not going to use DJI refresh for this one. I'm just going to purchase the parts online and try to replace it myself. We'll go through the video and see how difficult it is and if it was worth actually replacing it or sending it off to DJI refresh. I hope you enjoy the content. If you want to see anything in particular about any one of the drones, Spark, Mavic, Inspire 2, if you have any Parrot Bebop 2 questions, the Bebop 2 or the Power Edition, definitely leave a comment below. I want to have this channel more of like an open forum where there's obviously a no judgment zone. I mean, I just crashed my Mavic, so there's no reason that I can judge anybody for doing some crazy stuff. Follow all the rules and regulations, obviously, but this is a no judgment zone per se. So thank you very much. I hope you like these videos and share them. I hope to hit 1,000 subscribers soon. I'm going to be working on some giveaway items, trying to get some ideas of what kind of drones you may be interested in as far as giveaway items. I have set up a Patreon account. You can donate at your own will. I really don't look for sponsorships or to make money off of this stuff. I really enjoy making the videos and making this content, and also I love to fly drones, so that's a benefit for me to be able to get out and fly drones and also share it with you guys. So thanks for being a part of this channel. I hope to grow it more, and I hope this content is relevant to you guys and that you enjoy it. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below and subscribe for more content. Thanks for checking out this video. I'll see you next time.